Okay, today we're going to talk about special Pfuetze Design 3D printed braid guides for the SCX Compact car. Okay, and the components on how you do it. Okay, all right. Start off with, let's talk about the cars. This is if you look at these two cars, the car on the left is the standard car. Okay, and you'll see that this is not carved out at all, and it's got the standard blade for the SCX Compact in there. We'll flip that over and show you that. That's what that looks like. Okay, and on the right we have a Pfuetze Design deep blade guide that is attached onto a modified front end of a SCX Compact car, and you'll see that the front of the car has been carved out. This little circle is carved out into a half moon. Okay, and the guide, the Pfuetze Design deep blade guide, is fitting in there. Okay, and we'll flip it over and show you the bottom. That's the side. That's the bottom. What the bottom looks like. And you can see that we got a really nice deep blade on there. Okay, and that's how we modify that. Okay. All right. Now, the components are on the left. We have the deep blade guide. Okay. And this basically is 3D printed, and it's Pfuetze Design from Shapeways. And when they come in a string of 10, so you get 10 at a time. Okay, which is really quite good. Okay, and this is the deep blade guide, which is suitable for the large Carrera track, or the 132nd/124th Carrera track. Okay, so you can race a SCX Compact 143rd car with this guide on that track pretty successfully. Okay, I do it all the time. And on the right hand side we have the standard SCX Compact Pfuetze Design 3D printed Shapeways guide. Okay, and you can see that the blade is not quite as deep. Okay, and we'll highlight the differences between these two. So on the left we got the deep blade, on the right we got the standard. Okay, and you see the deep blade is about 1.5 millimeters deeper, okay, for the deeper slot in the Carrera track. This shallow standard guide is more suited for a Carrera Go or an SCX Compact track, okay, which the slot is not quite so bad. All right. Next component is the wiring. Okay, and we use silicone wire, silicone jacketed wire, and here's an example of it, really good and flexible. Okay, and then I like to use a brass ferrule on the end of it. Okay, and you can see how I've got this brass ferrule affixed. All right, we'll give you a highlight of a brass ferrule. The brass ferrules are available from various slot car suppliers. Okay, I believe that Slot.it even makes a version of them. Okay. I get them from eBay, okay, and I use them on all my wiring for my braids, okay, and they work beautifully, okay. And just to highlight that a little bit, we'll show you what it looks like in the actual guide, okay. Hope you can see that okay. And that's what it looks like when it's installed, okay. Now, next item on the parts list here is a piece of tubing, which is styrene tubing, 3/16 outside diameter. Okay, and this can be purchased from hobby shops. Okay, and I use it to affix the guide. Okay, and the way I do this is I take a piece of tubing. Now this tubing comes in about a 12-inch size, and so I take the tubing and I file the inside of the hole out using a diamond 2mm file, which you can get on eBay. These are really nice if you're working on 143rd cars. And I just file the inside of it slightly out, okay, to make it just a little bit larger. Okay, then I cut it off, okay, to about, looks like about 1/4 inch size. And that ends up being the way that the guide is pushed into the car. Okay, we'll take a standard guide here and we'll show you how that goes on. And that slides over the top of it, and you can tighten or loosen the tension of it, okay, and it works beautifully on the 1/43 car. Okay, so that's that item. Okay, the next item is going to be the way that I position the blade guide up and down. If you look at this guy here, you'll see this is the post that goes in the car. There's a surface that touches the chassis, and you can move this up and down, okay, by putting spacers in there. And this is the type of spacer that I use right here. All right, and this is a piece of plastic that I cut a round hole, and I cut a little small hole in it, and then I cut it off into a D shape. Okay, and then that fits right over the top and fits right into the flat part of the guide. Okay, and you can use more than one spacer, and you can move your guide up and down to the track according to the way you want it. Okay, works beautifully. Okay, I've done this quite a bit on quite a lot of these 1/43 cars, and this is what it's made from. Okay, this is pretty funny. This is just a bread tie that comes on your bread bag. Okay, and it's got a nice little thin piece of plastic. Okay, and so I cut it out, and that shows how I do it. I just cut a big circle out of it, and I take that circle and I cut a little small circle out of it, like you see down here. Okay, and then I cut the end of that off, and it fits on the guide beautifully. Okay, so that's that item. Last item is the braid. Okay, now I like to use what's called solder wick. Okay, and I'm going to show you the brand that I use. Okay, this is NTE, what's called No Clean Wick. Okay, and this solder wick has water soluble flux on it. Okay, so you got to take that off before you use it. Okay, but the width of it is 0.0, let's see if we can focus on this, 0.098 wide, about 100 thousandths wide, or 2.5 millimeter wide. Okay, and you can see how it comes out of the thing. Okay, and then what I do is I spread it out, okay, to make it wider. Okay, and at that point I'll take the blade guide, and once it's spread out like this, okay, and you see the narrow side and the long side, and I'll take this over to the sink, and I will scrub this with a toothbrush and some everyday soap, dishwash soap works fine, any kind of good liquid soap, okay, and hot water. Okay, and I scrub it on both sides really good with hot water and a toothbrush. All right, and that basically dissolves the water soluble flux off of it. Okay, and once I'm done with that, I soak it really good in hot water. Make sure you get all the soap off of it. Then lay it down on your sink or on a towel or a mat, and let it completely dry before you go to use it. Okay, and then when you cut it off to the size that you want, you fit it into your braid guide like this. Okay, you fix your wires on there, and you're set and ready to go. And that's what it looks like from the bottom. Okay, and it makes a beautiful, nice, flat braid for a 1/43 car. Okay, so that is basically what we do. And again, to highlight the braid guides, these are available from Shapeways, and they're designed by Pfuetze Design. Okay, this one is the deep blade guide. This one is the standard guide, both for SCX Compact cars. Although I believe that you could use this on a lot of different 1/43 cars. Okay, so that's today's video. Hopefully you liked it, and I'd like to take a second to talk about our 1/43 Zoom chat. Okay, every Monday at 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. and 8 p.m. in the UK, we have a Zoom chat. Okay, and the subject is 1/43 slot cars. Okay, and to get onto it, all you got to do is get to Slot Forum and look for the 1/43 Zoom chat spot on there. It's usually first, second, or third in the from the top of the page down. You click on that, and that'll take you, and then you click on the last page of that particular thing, and you'll find the link, and it'll tell you what the date is, what the time is, and how you link onto it. Okay, when you link onto it, sometimes you have to use the code. Okay, look for the code, because in my case the code is 81392, and if you need to get on the code, once you click on the link, it'll take you to Zoom, and then it'll ask you for the code. You type in your code, and bang, you're on the Zoom chat. You can be on the chat with your camera off, with your camera on, any way you want to do it. We welcome all 143rd slot car guys, and we're constantly looking for new people to let us know what they're doing with their 143rd cars, standard, stock, customized, however you do it. We'd like to see you on the chat. So thanks a lot for watching, and have a good day.